Hi, I'm Susan Arminger from Western Governors University. As George Carlin once said, the caterpillar does all the work, but the butterfly gets all the publicity. The truth is they both work very hard, and in order to keep the species viable, they need our help. The population of monarch butterflies has decreased due to habitat loss, and without a concerted effort to establish way stations to nourish monarchs on their annual migration, successive generations are in danger. So, how can you create a habitat that will sustain not only the butterfly but also the caterpillar? In order to help the monarch, we need a little background information of their life cycle and what makes them particularly vulnerable to extinction. The monarch complete life cycle is just 6 to 8 weeks. This is one generation. The monarch grows in the egg for 4 days. It hatches and at this point feeds exclusively on milkweed plants. Remember that name, milkweed. We'll be discussing it in detail later. The larval stage lasts 2 weeks and then begins the chrysalis stage, which lasts 10 days. After the complete metamorphosis takes place, an adult butterfly emerges, and this butterfly lasts 2 to 6 weeks. As I said, this complete process from beginning to end lasts 6 to 8 weeks and is considered one generation. This process all starts in February-March when hibernating monarchs in Mexico and Southern California awaken. These monarchs have actually lived an amazing 4 to 5 months through the winter, and at this point they're in a hurry to mate, begin their flight north, and lay eggs. Shortly after laying the eggs, these special monarchs die. The first generation of monarchs is born in March-April. The second generation is born in May-June. The third generation is born in July-August. All of these generations live 6 to 8 weeks and then die. The fourth generation is born in September-October, and instead of dying, this super generation, they migrate south and live in Southern California or Mexico. And this amazing cycle starts all over again. This complete process is vulnerable to all kinds of threats. The main threat comes from destruction of habitat due to roadside management, developments, and the destruction of forests in Mexico. Also, the use of pesticides kills not only the milkweed plant, but also the larval and butterflies themselves. Without a sustained, concerted effort to restore milkweed populations and create suitable habitats for monarchs, the species is in trouble. Grassroots efforts have popped up across the United States to create these way stations, and chances are you have the available resources to create a way station. So what do you need? Milkweed. If you don't have any other plant in your garden, make sure it's milkweed. This is the only plant the larva can feed on, and without it, the monarchs won't be attracted to your way station. The monarch will only lay her eggs on milkweed because that's all they'll eat. There are many varieties of milkweed, and a fast search on Google will produce many nurseries that will sell and ship for a reasonable price. Milkweeds are sun-loving perennials, and while you're planting these, you might as well plant a few more nectar plants. The monarch will love you for it, and you'll increase your chances of attracting other species of butterflies as well. Some of the plants that will feed the butterflies are, and I'll point to my visual here, you can use the milkweed plants. Here's a tropical milkweed, a common milkweed, and here's a swampy milkweed. Also, the butterfly bush is a good plant for the monarchs, the purple cone flower, and the black-eyed Susan. All of these plants will help sustain your monarchs. Monarchs also love fruit trees, so if you have a room, you can plant an apple tree or a peach tree. The monarchs will love it, and you'll increase your chances of attracting them. A water source in the form of a shallow indentation in the ground is also a great idea. A bird bath also will fit the bill. Very, very important. Don't use pesticides, even organic pesticides. Yes, your plants will get munched on, but try to plant with this in mind. You can plant your milkweed in the back because you know that's going to get munched, and then you won't see it. So if you're inclined, you can even register your way station online at monarchwatch.com. It's a fun project to do with the kids, and it supports conservation and research of the species. So let's review. What do we need? 1, we need milkweed. Any variety, all varieties, they love it. 2, we need a sunny location in which to plant. 3, we need a water source, and 4, never use pesticides. I hope gets everyone a little bit interested and ready to plant. As E.O. Wilson said, splendor awaits in minute proportions. Are there any questions?
What other butterflies will be attracted to the way station?
Well, depending on where you live, you could also expect to see viceroy, tiger swallows, and painted ladies. Any other questions?
Where in Mexico do the monarchs roost?
The monarchs roost in 11 sites in Mexico. The Transvolcanic Mountains are the main roosting sites. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned a little about way stations.